Hi everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers Age of the Primes Leader Class G2 Grimlock. You can see him there in front of the box. Go ahead and put him outside real quick. And yeah, the box is a Leader Class Transformer Age of the Primes box. You got, of course, Grimlock right there in both robot and vehicle mode. Hey, look, there's Wheelie again. Yep, yeah, we're doing that again. You got the little 22 steps between the modes. You got Transformers, Age of the Primes, Grimlock, and Wheelie. Hasbro, you got Grimlock, Wheelie up here. You got, hey, look, there's Grimlock and Wheelie right there on the side. On this side, you have, hey, look, more, statues of the Primes, until all are one right up there. Because of course, Leader Class on the bottom you have, what's included in some manufacturing information. And on the back you have copyrights and warnings and hey, what's in the product shots of the toy in the box. So that's the box. And of course there are instructions which are pretty straightforward because Grimlock is not exactly difficult to figure out because, well, it's Grimlock. We've been here before. In fact, you may have been here multiple times before. So, yep. G2 Grimlock, or at least one of the versions of G2 Grimlock, because I think Grimlock came out in multiple colors in G2, although the dark blue here was the primary one that people saw. But yeah, I got this because, well, G2. There was that, the unreleased yellow tiger stripe one that they did in the Toxitron line for Walmart, but like, I didn't get that one because that's not the one I was nostalgic for, because this one I saw on the store shelf, never got it because, well, I was told no. And I had a friend who had the blue Grimlock. He had the blue Grimlock. So yeah, I'm nostalgic for this one. So this is the one I remember. So this is the one I got. I didn't get the yellow one because I had no nostalgia for that. Yeah, getting in close, you can see, of course, it's pretty much a typical Grimlock head. There's not much different there. The chest is pretty much the same, but yeah, you can see instead of silver gray, it's blue. Very nice, rich, very nice blue here. You got the reds here. Pretty much the only color to change is basically the gray has been turned to blue. Everything else is pretty much the same color. Yeah, even in the back he's got his wings and everything. I mean, yeah. All that stuff. But yeah, I've got the cool thing here, which is, hey, look, Autobot. And the G2 Autobot symbol, that's pretty cool. Although it should say Grimlock, not Autobot, but whatever. They always get something wrong. But yeah, generally, he looks great. I like this shade of blue. I think it works really well. And yeah, it just makes me nostalgic for, something I couldn't have as a kid. I saw, but couldn't have. Anyway, posability is pretty much the same as the G1 Grimlock. So, left to right, ball joint up and down right there. You got waggle, shoulders, soft ratchet all the way around. You go watch the wings. Don't unplug that. Outward, you got that much. You got, of course, bicep swivel. Elbows can bend that far. You do have a wrist swivel right there. These can move up and adjust and get out of the way or in the way or however you want to do things right there. Of course, waist swivel right there. Hips go forward that far and back that far and outward. You do have that much range, and you have a thigh swivel right there. Knees can bend about 90 degrees. And of course, down here at the feet, you do have ankle tilt, plus the heel can move down if you need that for whatever reason. So there you go. And of course, you can adjust these wing flaps up and down and back and however you want, like that. So there's a articulation, which is pretty much the same. Although I'll note on mine, the joints seem to be generally better than my G1 Studio Series Grimlock. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Considering this is at least the third time they've used this mold, I'm surprised it's holding up so well. Of course, he comes with his double-barreled rocket blaster thingy right there, which plugs in his hand, no problem. So, and of course it is still, blast effect compatible on the tips, both of those right there, still blast effect compatible, they didn't change that. Unfortunately, once again, no sword. Instead, they gave us Wheelie, which this isn't that one time he appeared in the comics with this weird color scheme, including this blue and yellow and orange, which it was still non-posable. I would have preferred if they just repainted the core class Wheelie. It's like, I don't know, it's probably, and we know they don't have to release this with the Grimlock mold because they've gotten Grimlocks without this guy released. So there's no excuse here. I'd rather have a sword than this guy. But I guess some people are really excited about this because this guy appeared in the comics book like a shark tooth necklace or something. Anyway, he's got some posability. His head, ball joints to the left and right and up and down and waggle and all this stuff. Shoulders are ball jointed, but no elbows. This can come out of his hand. This little slingshot, yes. His waist can swivel and his hips are ball jointed, so you swing forward and back and outward a little bit, but no knees, which frustrating. But of course, you got a peg right here on one thigh, which can let him sit on the shoulder of Grimlock. Pegs in right there. Can let him sit on the shoulder of Grimlock, and then at any sort of Sharkticons below, I guess. So there you go. That's yeah, that's G2 Grimlock. I don't care about Wheelie. I don't want him here, but here he is. I'm just a little disappointed that they did it again. But yeah, regardless, some comparisons. Let's do the Series 86 Optimus. Just give me an idea there. Which is actually pretty close, actually. Now I'm thinking about it. This is a lot closer than the original, I think. Than the original other Optimus, Earthrise Optimus, which, speaking of, I guess. Here's G2 Laser Optimus, because, you know, G2, why not? Let's do it. There you go there. And of course, based on there, of course, here's G1 Self. There you can see, like I was talking about, the red is slightly different. I'm just noticing that now. The red for the, I guess, the pants is a slightly different red. Funny enough, because that's blue. This is also blue here. Yeah, the pants is slightly different red. This is more saturated than this red, which is interesting. Also, he's got a little bit of paint detailing right here that this guy does not have. And he's got a sword because that one came with swoop, I think. Yeah, this one came with swoop, so he's got a sword. Yeah. Also, yeah, they got the red for the eyes instead of the blue as well because, you know, the toy. The toy never had blue eyes. Yep. Yep, G2 Grimlock. It's the same Grimlock as before, but blue. And this guy's got some extra color on him. He's got different colors. He's got blues and yellows instead of that pinkish color. So there you go. So yeah, transform them. Got to take them off and put them off the side and take this out of the hand. And yeah, transformation, pretty straightforward. What you do, take the hands, of course, and swivel those in like that. And, you know, swivel that in right there like that. Make sure to open up the dino toes. Bring this back, lock the elbow in right there. Like so. And then right here, what you want to do is bring that up like that and bring those back a little bit more so you have a little bit more room to operate and bring those forward. And then down here at the legs, you want to do is take these and move these forward. Yeah, move the heels forward like so. Like that. And open up the backs of the legs like that. Extend out to the tail end of the tail like that. So. And then right here, you want to bring those forward right there like that to get these around. And then right here, you see there's a slider. It slides inward like that, so these can go in like this. And right here, these little weird half tab things which go in little notches right here. And yeah, same thing. Yeah, so slide this in and then just bring these up until those tabs and notches line up, and then just push them together. And also push them together, and then tab the legs together right here as well, and then close this up. Close it up and tab that all together like so. So one thing I noticed, this part doesn't tab together as well as it did on the G1 version, but maybe it's just me. Doesn't feel like it does anyway. And then right here, of course, you take the chest and you slide that forward, bring that down. This will come down here and just kind of go in there like that. Bring the head down right there. Bring these forward, and these will peg together right here in the front, like that, and then bring the dino head down like this. Adjust this, and of course unhook the knee right there, and there you go. There's Grimlock in his dinosaur mode. Yeah, that's the dinosaur mode, which, yeah, overall, except for the tail, weirdly enough, the tail is the one thing that seems to be worse than the G1 one I got, but beyond that, everything else seems to be pretty solid. It's just the tail seems to be iffy. Yeah, the tail seems to be kind of iffy compared to the G1 version I have, but everything else is actually a lot more solid than the G1 version. It's just that one bite, but yeah, it's Grimlock, but blue. I mean, this is actually translucent, which is probably the translucent piece here instead of the solid piece. I will say that that's one new difference. But yeah, other than that, again, striping, all the stripes and stuff other than this blue stripe, which I'm not sure. Can't tell if those are the same shade of red or not. Man, it's weird. The tail does not want to peg together very well unless I really squeeze it. And you also got the Autobot, again, the G2 Autobot symbol right there. And yeah, generally pretty good. One thing I want to say is I did forget about this, which is the robot mode storage for the gun here. Goes kind of clips over the arm like that. So yeah, because of how the arm sits. So yeah, I just want to mention that real quick. But yeah, as for posability, yeah, pretty much the same as before. Again, head can go up and down here. The jaw can open. You can complain about the front teeth being missing or whatever. The head can swivel right here. The ball joints right here at the shoulders. You got so you got forward and back. You got all around right there. You got full rotation there. You got, you know, outward and inward and, you know, kind of adjustment there. You got a hinge right here as well. And then of course right here at the legs, the hips can ratchet all the way around. You got outward right there. You got the knee right here, which is also a ratchet. At least in this one is ratchet. And then of course the toes can go up and down, and the tail cannot really move at all. So there you go. That's G2 Grimlock's alt mode as a whole. As for again, Wheelie, look at the whole thing here. We got these little slots right here on the legs, and there's little pegs right here, and those slots are supposed to go over the pegs. And it's kind of weird, and yeah, you got to do that essentially. And of course, the gun here can store. You got a couple tabs right here. And then there's slots right here, and you just kind of slot it in like that. And there's your storage. So, yep, that's G2 Grimlock. Not really a whole lot else to say. He's, other than, again, really nice and gorgeous blue overall. So, yeah, again, comparison. Yeah, I'm not going to transform him because this is, I think, better comparison. But yeah, here's a SS86 Optimus comparatively. Here's Laser Prime right there. And of course, here's the G1 Grimlock. Yeah, he's a little more... These ratchets are a lot softer. That's what I mean. It's like, other than the tail, this G2 Grimlock seems to be much more solid than other than the tail. That's the only thing about G1 Grimlock that seems to do better. But yeah, there you go. But otherwise, pretty much the same sort of paint scheme, although... Yeah, they did the auto, but you can see also the difference between the this neck and this neck. This one's got the translucent stuff, which is pretty cool. Yeah, the weird thing is, yeah, I believe there was a upgrade kit. Yeah, I think DNA put out an upgrade kit that changed out the neck and stuff and added the teeth and all that stuff. That they don't have to do that part for this guy. So, yeah, but otherwise, yeah, this is really cool. I really like this. I know, apparently they're doing more of the G2 Dinobots, including which is great because I know they did Grimlock, Slag, and Snarl in G2. And Slag and Snarl were red and green, or green and red, but some of them were the opposite color. But they also released in the original G1 Silver, gray. So that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, apparently they're gonna do the G2 there, and apparently they're also gonna do the color schemes are unreleased. Maybe Swoop and Sludge are going to get their unreleased color schemes because we know that they had box art made, but they didn't actually get around to releasing the figures because G2 ended. So it looks like they're going to do all the Dinobots, the new Studio Series Dinobots in the G2 colors. I'm like, oh crap, I'm going to buy them, aren't I? Sure enough, I guess I am. So, because yeah, the cool thing was my cousin had the G2 Slag and Green. So yeah, I have to get that. I definitely have to at least get that. I might as well at that point, if I'm 2 in, I might as well get all of them, right? Such is collector's mindset. Anyway. Yeah, the only thing, my biggest complaint is simply the tail doesn't really tab together as well as it should, and I'm just disappointed they've included Wheelie again instead of the sword. I could have gone without Wheelie, but yeah, those are my only real complaints. Other than that, he's great, just like the original G1, the G1's version from Studio Series is great. So yeah, he's good. He's go if you like G2, go buy him. It's that simple. If you like the G2 stuff, go buy them. Go get ready for the G2 Dinobots. There you go. If you don't care about G2, this is an easy pass. You can get the G1 version, which don't worry. Also, the G1 version is getting a re-release sometime and pretty soon too. So if you don't have one of those. So that's it for this review. I hope you found it informative and training. Hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my social media down in the description and at the end of the video. Check out my coffee and my Patreon. And I shall see you next time with another video review.